Well, hey everybody. Y'all saw me make this test track a while back, and I didn't like the way I had done the ballast here, and I got this snail trail on it, and I went overboard with soot after the ballast went down, and I just felt like I wasn't getting a good view of what these two ballasts are going to look like. Also, some of the green ink got drawn up into the with the alcohol, got drawn up into the ballast, and it was just messing with the colors a little bit. So I just didn't like that. So I made another test that looks much more like the tracks I'm actually going to do. So this is that 52 Union Pacific gray blend, that number 1352. And over here is the 1382. This is the CSX. That's on the top rail there. So I wanted to get a really good view of what these look like done correctly, and compare that with pictures before I select which ballast I'm going to use for the mains and the arrival departure tracks and that kind of stuff. All right, so here's a view on Google Maps, and if I just pan around, I noticed that there is a grade crossing here, and there's the real South Yard right there. And if I kind of pan around, I can get a real good sense that kind of cracked me up that there's a CSX truck right there. But if I pan around, I can kind of get a look at the different ballast tones here. And you can see this fresher ballast right here has this lighter color. And I think what makes some of this ballast look so dark is it's just dirty. Swinging back around, looking north here, you can kind of see the Richmond City skyline there. This is looking north out of South Yard. If you look in this newer ballast, sort of right in here, and I bring in an image of that new test I just did, you can see that 1382, that lighter color, is a better match, especially for the fresh ballast. The other one that I thought that, kind of looked close by the eyeball, when I actually bring it up and put them side by side, that ain't right. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this lighter, the 1382, which of course is in fact the CSX is one of the railroads in the name of that one. And this line here that used to be Seaboard Airline is of course owned by the CSX today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the lighter one. Well, hey, some of y'all might have seen me do this work. I just jumped off the Modeling Monday live stream. So some of y'all might have seen me do some of this ballasting work here. I'll come back in and clean things up a little bit, but that's what we got done. It's still got, lots of wet glue and everything, so that will lighten up a bit. And anyway, I'll let this dry overnight, let the glue soak in a bit, clean the tops of the rails, show y'all what it looks like in the morning, and then probably wrap this video up. I know it's a shorter one, but I've been spending a lot of time with the plan I showed a little while ago for the move. And a lot of this whole area will be incorporated into that new plan. So this is not time wasted. But because I've been spending so much time on that plan, I haven't been spending as much time working on the layout. So this is about all I've gotten done that I'm ready to show. So I'll get one more clip in the morning with the glue dry so you can see the right colors and everything, and then we'll call it a day. Thanks, guys. All right, it's now the morning, and this is dry to the touch, although I still wouldn't mess with it much. The glue's only been drying for about 12 hours, but you see the lighter color has come back to the ballast. You see the rust still popping. I need to go through and probably use some forceps or something to knock the whatever rocks are still stuck to the sides of the rails. But I like the way they came together. Got a little bit of that base scenery in the little ditch in between the tracks there. Got down here, and I had glued this part and decided to keep going, but it was kind of wet through here, and it's really hard to spread ballast when things are wet. So I skipped a spot. I'll come back and clean that up. I'm going to take this all the way to about that turnout and stop, because the new layout, these curves are coming out and it's going to keep going straight. But I will ballast all the way to that turnout. Going back the other way, I went ahead and did the most challenging part, which is this double crossover last night as well. And this is also dry. And again, I just need to kind of come through. I did a pretty good job of keeping the rocks out of the frog. It was like a bunch of frogs on a double crossover like this, but you know, kind of make sure the switch stands still operate the way they, each of them had kind of glued a little bit, so I came in here and loosened them and got them running again. But I just want to make sure I've got rocks out of the space in between the closure rails on all four. And then same thing here, I left a gap because that had already been glued and was wet when I started putting this in. So I'll come back and do these and knock the paintbrush on the floor. Going this way, I'm actually going to stop right about here because that turnout is going to move. That one is coming out altogether. And this turn here is actually going to, this is a 22-inch radius, the main. And I'm taking that up to a 30, I think, on Plan B, which, or version 2.0, version 2.1. So I showed y'all version 2.0 with 26-inch radius. I've been making revisions. I think I'm going to take it out to 30. In either case, this turn needs to come out. So I'm not going to ballast that. I'm going to stop here. So basically, the main part and the two arrival departure tracks will be largely ballasted and ready to go. Then I'll start turning my attention to the yard tracks themselves and the industry tracks. Going to use a little bit of a darker ballast there. And I'll show all that. But yeah, this is where we are today. So I thought I'd wrap this one up here. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video. Again, I'd been spending a lot of time just working on the plan for the move to the garage. So hope everyone is well and safe. And thanks for watching, guys.